Just leaving first, so
got like a face on it, isn't it, at the end of
oh yes, I'll zoom in on his nose. This is Dunnock Head. This is the old man of Hoy. Arriving on Orkney.
To the right is Stennes Loch, which is one of the largest lochs in Orkney. Stennes and Harry are the two largest ones. Now, if you've never been to Orkney before, you might be looking around you and thinking, where are all the trees? Well, we do have some trees here in Orkney. This was the entrance to the houses. Tiered pillars in the doorway, stunningly well done. You've got large box beds either side, you've got the huge dresser, the boxes on the floor that would have held water. And to the right of the dresser is a round stone with a hollow in the middle. That's another quern stone called a saddle stone. The reason there's only 3 stones left today is that back in the 1820s, when Sir Walter Scott released his novel called The Pirate, he set the climax of his story here in the stone circle on what he imagined was a sacrificial altar. Just as we get across the causeway, if you look down out of the right hand side of the coach, just by where that passing place sign is, there's a nest. maybe, if they don't want to go all the way into Kirkwall to shop. Farmer on the right preparing the ground, ready for sowing.
Because I've been watching it, it's been frustrated.
Doesn't like us being here.
Kids flying to the window. Why did you say to what's that window?
This isn't going to be the neatest straw rope. So you start off with some straw and fold it in half. So that then goes over the hook. So now we need tension. So if you can pull against that. And slowly, holding there, turn the handle to get a twist into this. Now as the twist is made, keep on going. The person at this end has to keep feeding in more straw. So the faster it's turned, the faster you have to work.
Come on.
So all of this should be lovely and smooth. And you keep on twisting and twisting and adding and adding. You can see how it's going quite tight in there. And you end up with this rope, which now, I don't want you to fall over, but if you want to pull quite hard, see there's quite a pull on that, and it's still holding. So it can be used for tethering calves. While you're dealing with the cow site, you can tether the calf nearby, something like that. It can be used, its main perhaps use, most interesting use at least, was for putting an insulation on a roof.
They've done it before, isn't it?
Generation game.
Yeah. Did you talk about the kiln?
A little, yes. I knew roughly what the main information was. I explained about the thresholds.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So we're going to make our way back to the main road and then journey into Kirkwall. So John will come back to Palace Road at about 10 to 6. So any time from there onwards, if you could start making your way back to the coach and be back there by the community hall, which is used for tabletop sales and concerts and events and parties. And you've got the playing field here where they play football. And the trees are just beginning to burst into leaf now. A week ago there was no sign of any green at all, so they've come on quite a lot with this warm sun. This is Firth Bay. The whole area is called Firth and the town is Finstown. You should see lots of wading birds. Sometimes we get herons quite close into the shore here, usually when the tide's a bit lower than it is now. And sometimes seals haul in as well. Left you'll see black circular structures in the water. Those are salmon fish farm cages. There's quite a few of them around Orkney now. Not as many as in Shetland, but we still do have a fair number. Directly behind the salmon cages at the moment is the island of Champmassy, and as we get closer you'll see the spire of the cathedral standing up above the other buildings.
This is the poppies at Kirkwall Cathedral. The poppies are here to commemorate the Battle of Jutland.
Oh yeah, which they didn't do.
No.
And we went there one time and there was one other family just
And apparently
So once we've got round the next bend to the right, if you look to your left now you can see the remains of the World War II buildings quite clearly. And despite the fact that all those were manned, Gunter Preen still managed to get his U-boat in unseen. This is just here where we're starting to drive just now. The sea had scoured away at the beach and then it broke through the seawall and sucked away all the sand out from under the tarmac surface and the road collapsed. But it's all been rebuilt with much more secure foundations now. And again, if you go and look at the display in the museum, you'll see how they did it. And the water on the left-hand side is much higher than the water on the right. And that's just due to tidal conditions. And also the water on the left is quite choppy, and the water on the right, just little wavelets. To take photographs, and I hope you'll be really impressed with the standard of the workmanship that was involved.
The Churchill Barrier linking the islands.
To the left is holding a shield. And on that shield is depicted a ship that is sailing from the dark storm clouds of war into the calm waters of peace. And that represents the hometown of Moena in Italy, where most of the men came from. The cherub on the right is sheathing a sword into the blue cloth. And it's about the prisoners and what they did, and Captain 6. So if you would like to buy it, please feel free. Oh yes, it's used every Sunday, every month, first Sunday of every month there's a Catholic service here. This comes out from Kirkwall, yeah, right. Yes, quite. That's a pain to get rid of.
The chapel was made from a Nissen hut.
Yeah.
The second Churchill
So you'll
Barrier.
get to see the block ships on the left-hand side just now, and then later on they'll be on the right, for the people on the right-hand side of the coach. Now originally there would have been a line of ships all the way across, and they would have been in much more of a straight line, but the ships have shifted in the tides and sunk into the sand, so it's now hard to imagine how there was ever a line that would block anything coming through, but it was at one time. On the right hand side you've got block ships visible as well.
No more getting past. I noticed them coming at the last minute, otherwise I would have blocked them.
Alright. Bar of the cathedral clearly against the sky. And then just coming up on the right and the left hand side of the road are the buildings of the Highland Park Distillery. On the right hand side you've got the two little pagoda tops. That's of the kiln, the two kiln rooms where the barley malted grains are dried.